One of the biggest moments when selling your home is accepting an offer. It feels like the finish line, but it is not the finish line. It is the start of the next phase. Once the offer is accepted, the transaction moves into deadlines, inspections, appraisal, financing, title work, final walkthrough, and closing. I'm Tyler Gibson with the GPG Team. If you are selling a home in Orlando or Central Florida, here is what actually happens after you accept an offer. The first thing that happens is the contract timeline starts. That timeline is based on the effective date of the contract and the deadlines written into the agreement. This can include the buyer's escrow deposit, inspection period, financing deadline, appraisal, title review, repair negotiations, and closing date. You do not need to memorize every deadline, but someone needs to be tracking them. A missed deadline or slow response can create stress that did not need to happen. One of the first things sellers look for is the escrow deposit. This is money the buyer puts down after the contract is accepted to show they are moving forward in good faith. It matters because it shows the buyer has some skin in the game, but it does not guarantee the deal will close. The contract still controls what happens if the buyer cancels, uses a contingency, or misses a deadline. So escrow matters, but it is not a replacement for a strong contract, a qualified buyer, and good communication. Next is usually the inspection period. This is where the buyer schedules the home inspection and decides whether the condition of the home still works for them. For sellers, this can feel stressful because inspection reports can look intimidating. They are usually long. They may include small maintenance items, safety notes, older systems, photos, and recommendations. But not every item is a crisis. A loose outlet cover is not the same as active water intrusion. An older water heater is not the same as a leaking water heater. The key is to separate minor items from bigger concerns. The buyer may ask for repairs. They may ask for a credit. They may ask for a price adjustment, or they may move forward without asking for anything. Every situation is different, but the seller's response should be strategic, not emotional. If the buyer is using financing, the lender is also working behind the scenes. The buyer is submitting documents, the lender is reviewing the file, and the appraisal may be ordered. The appraisal is different from the inspection. The inspection focuses on the condition of the home. The appraisal focuses on the value of the home. If the appraisal comes in at value, the transaction usually keeps moving. If it comes in low, the buyer and seller may need to talk through options. That could mean the buyer brings more cash, the seller adjusts the price, both sides negotiate, or the contract determines what happens next. This is one reason pricing correctly before listing matters. A strong offer is good. A strong offer that can actually close is better. While this is happening, the title company or closing attorney is also working on the file. They review title, order payoff information, prepare closing documents, and look for anything that needs to be cleared before the property transfers. This is where open permits, HOA issues, payoff problems, liens, or missing documents can slow things down. That does not always mean the deal is in trouble, but sellers should get organized early. If you have roof records, HVAC service history, permits, warranties, HOA notices, repair receipts, or insurance claim information, have them ready. You do not want to be searching for important documents a few days before closing. Sellers also need to think about disclosures. I am not giving legal advice here. Disclosure rules can depend on the property and the situation. But from a practical standpoint, if you know about a material issue, do not hope the buyer misses it. Deal with it early. Buyers can usually work through a known issue. What creates bigger problems is when the buyer feels like something was hidden. As closing gets closer, sellers need to keep the home in the agreed condition. Do not remove items that are included in the contract. Do not create new damage while moving. Do not leave trash or personal belongings behind. Keep utilities on if needed for the final walkthrough. Complete any agreed repairs. And if something breaks before closing, say something early. Then comes the final walkthrough. This is the buyer's last chance to confirm the home is in the expected condition before closing. It is not supposed to be a second full inspection. but the buyer is usually checking that agreed repairs were completed, no new damage happened, included items are still there, and the home is ready. Most final walkthrough issues are avoidable. They happen because someone rushed, removed the wrong item, left the home messy, or failed to communicate. On closing day, the final documents are signed, funds are handled, any seller mortgage or liens are paid from proceeds, and ownership transfers to the buyer. That is the goal, not just accepting the offer, getting it closed. So if you are selling your Orlando home, here is the simple version. After you accept an offer, stay organized. Know the deadlines. Take the inspection period seriously, but do not panic. Understand the appraisal and financing process. Get documents ready early. Keep the home in the agreed condition. And do not create last-minute issues right before closing. Most problems are manageable when they are handled early. Most problems get harder when they are ignored, because accepting the offer is a big step. But getting it closed is what really matters.